Welcome, everyone. This is the Lotus Lounge. Ooh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are watching me from YouTube, Plenty of Fish, meet me. My name is Uma B, Top Badge Uma B, and this is my featured stream, Uma's Lotus Lounge, here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for being here with us. So we're going to switch up the music a little bit, and we're going to start, as we always do, with a little bit of meditation, all right? Just a reminder, guys, that this is a Lotus Lounge featured production. So we don't want you guys to act up, okay? We want you guys to be well, be safe, be happy, and we want you to just enjoy yourself here, all right? If you have to leave, we understand. But if you are new here, please feel free to put a 1 in the comments so we can greet you properly. We at the Lotus Lounge here on streams are open to everyone, and we are full of peace, love, light, and positivity, all right? Black Queen and Draco, what's up? Angelo, hello. Thank you guys for being here. Maximo, I see you. Hi guys, welcome in. So we're going to start by just getting our energy centered, right? Like it's the middle of the week, Wednesday. We're here. We're halfway through to the weekend, right? So let's just go ahead and close our eyes for a second. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Nice deep breath in and exhale. I don't know if you guys can hear my singing bowl. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear my singing bowl. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Place your hands on your heart and just for 1 minute, focus on your breathing. Focus on being present. Focus on being here. Okay, welcome in everyone. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. So happy to have you guys here. It is a featured stream here on the app, and we are all about the metaphysical experience. So we just wanted to start with a little bit of a meditation, just a mini meditation to kind of set our energy, bring us into this moment. And now we're going to move into our positivity part of our show, which is affirmations. If you've never gotten an affirmation, it's just a positive word spoken over you. It's not a reading. The psychic readings that we offer here are free and they are at the end of the show after our guest. Today's guest is Nina, and she'll be talking about the imposter syndrome. What's that about? Well, we'll find out. But before we get there, it is everyone's favorite time, right? Affirmations time. So put a 1 in the comments if you would like to see what affirmation you get. These are free, but gifts are always appreciated towards the 40K goal. Thank you guys for being here. Eli, I see Eli, you are limitless. You are constantly growing and upgrading yourself. Anomaly, you are enough. You release the burden of shame, guilt, self-hatred, and self-judgment. Ghost, welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. If you would like an affirmation, put a 1 in the comments. Thank you. Nicole, you are confident. You release the need to be in control. You trust in the process and that everything is unfolding in divine timing. Thank you for my gift. I appreciate it. Leek, I see you. You are courageous. You are courageous. You have the power to create anything you desire in life. Congratulations to Brad. Thank you for my gift, and thank you for the level up, big level up, Brad. If you follow me on Instagram, I will be posting this in my Instagram story and tagging you if you have an Instagram account. Thank you so much. Hi, Spades. So Brad, here is your affirmation. You are vibrant. You are vibrant. You honor your boundaries and radiate confidence. Beautiful. Hey, Styles, Spades, you are present. You are present. Today, pay close attention to the ideas that flow to you. Hi, Styles. Here is your affirmation today. Remember, guys, if you would like an affirmation, please put a 1 in the comments and I will give it to you as well. All right? Styles, you are open. You are open. Your higher guidance communicates with you through ideas. Stay open to receiving messages everywhere. Hello, Deja Vu. Welcome in. You are fulfilled. Thank you, Spades. You are fulfilled. Everything in your life is happening for you. I love that. Welcome in, everyone. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the app. We have a good show planned for you guys. We have our featured guest is Nina today. She's going to be talking about the imposter syndrome. But before we get to her, I have a little essay to read to you. And before we get to the essay, anybody else wants an affirmation, put a 1 in the comments before I put these away. Thank you, Deja Vu. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. I have a 40K goal, and whoever, hi, Black Educated King, whoever takes my goal is my #1 gifter. We'll get a special reading at the end of the show. And if we do hit the 40K goal, everybody gets a special reading at the end of the show, okay? Thank you, Black Educated King. Black Educated King, your affirmation today is you are thriving. You are thriving. Your life is abundant. And this is my featured stream, and I can't say more than that, but yes, his life is abundant. You guys hit a fave on Black Educated King. He is an awesome person and also a great streamer. Lizzie, we have big top badge Lizzie Mars in the house. Hi, Lizzie. Hit her with a fave if you guys would like to meet Lizzie. Lizzie, you are aligned. You are aligned. Today, choose to release all beliefs, people, and energies that no longer serve your highest and greatest good. Thank you, Black Educated King. Fly Girl Ari, welcome in. Sean, I'm doing affirmations. If you guys would like an affirmation, put a 1 in the comments and I'm happy to give you an affirmation. Let's go. Okay, okay, Black Educated King, show out. I like that you're showing out in my featured stream too. I appreciate that, King. Becky, you are inspired. You are inspired. Your voice, your words, your ideas matter. The world needs the magic that is inside of you, Becky. Sean, I got you. You are proud, Sean. You are proud. You deeply love and accept yourself. You trust the universe has beautiful plans for you. I love that. Right? Hi, Jersey. Welcome in. Christina, hello. Jersey, you are generous. You are generous. You stay open to receiving good and generously giving good. Congratulations, Jersey. All right, I have a little topic today. You guys know, for those of you that are new, this is a featured stream, and we are all about the metaphysical experience. So I like to do a little bit of something from, all the genres in the metaphysical career, the metaphysical field. And today, our little tiny essay, because I know everybody has ADHD, right? But our little tiny essay is the psychology of getting unstuck and the 3 stages of making habits autonomous. Who has a hard time creating a habit? Put a 1 in the comments. I do. Could somebody put a 1 for me? I have such a hard time, because how long do they say it take to create a habit? Do you guys know? We all do, right? We all suffer from trying to. No, it's not 3. Is it 3 days? It's actually 3 weeks. That's how long it takes to form a habit. So let's say you want to start a new habit of meditating every morning. You have to meditate every morning, every day at the same time for 3 weeks. And then your brain gets reprogrammed to do that habit. Yes, 3 weeks. Hi, Space. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's discuss the psychology of getting unstuck and the 3 stages of making habits autonomous. Okay. Success is more a product of habit than it is skill. Do you guys agree with that? Success is more a product of habit than it is skill. To excel at something, you must be able to do it prolifically. Many people write well. Few people write well and consistently. What separates experts from the rest of us is a blend of profound self-control, discipline, routine, and unwavering dedication. Put a 1 in the comments. I want to see my experts in here. Do you have self-control? Or let's do this on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being, I got this down, Uma. 1, I'm nowhere near it. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you have self-control, discipline, routine, and unwavering dedication? Thank you, Lizzie. I feel I'm like at a 7. 4, 6, 1, Sean. Wow. Oh my gosh. 3, Jersey. Oh goodness. Okay, so we're all kind of struggling. Maybe that's why we're not experts here. We're work in progresses. Yeah, it takes that. It takes that, right? To become an expert. Self-control, discipline, routine, and unwavering dedication. While natural skill is more or less something you're born with, self-control is something you develop. Most people believe the opposite is true, that they can perfect their talent, but that the drive to do so will come easily. Our minds have unlimited means for self-control. This is to say, we're only capable of withholding ourselves from our impulses and desires for a period of time each day. With practice, we can extend it, but it is finite regardless. People who understand this use their time wisely. I've really been getting that message. Has anybody else been getting that message? Use your time wisely. They eliminate unnecessary decision-making, reduce distractions, minimize what doesn't matter, and then they focus. Over time, it becomes second nature. Right, Spades? I'm like working on that right now. In fact, in the 1960s, psychologists identified 3 stages we must go through in order to acquire these new skills. Number 1, cognitive. When we first intellectualize the task, make mistakes, and ultimately devise new strategies to become better. Who's afraid of failure in here? Put a one in the comments. Because you can't be afraid of failure when you're trying to get better and be better and do better. You can't be afraid, right? To fail. You got to like allow yourself to fail. Number two, associative. When effort is still required to complete a task, but it's less mentally strenuous than it was. Some aspects of the task are beginning to come naturally. Mistakes are still being made. And number three, autonomous. We go into autopilot, or in some cases, flow. We can release ourselves from conscious focus and let our programming take over. However, it is sometime between the last two phases that we get caught in a sort of plateau. We do the task often enough, but our expectation of how we should perform is still miles away from how we think it should be. It is what Ira Glass calls the creative gap, the point at which most people give up. Ooh, have you ever given up just before you just hit like a big thing, right? Or you were thinking of giving up and then you hit that big thing and you're like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't give up. There's been days like that. I've come on streams and I'm like, I can't make my goal for the week to stay a top badge. I might as well give up. And then somebody comes in my room and roll me a dragon. And I'm like, oh, you know, it happens like that. Carl, thank you. Right. So they call that place just before you hit it. And when you're thinking about giving up, they call that the creative gap. For the first couple years, you make stuff. It's just not that good. It's trying to be good. It got potential, but it's not. But your taste, the thing that got you in the game, is still killer. Lizzie, we can identify with that, right? Lizzie is a top badge on here. And there are many weeks we go like, trying, right? Just trying. We kind of got it, but not quite, right? Your taste is why your work disappoints you. A lot of people never get past this phase. They quit. If you're just starting out or you're still in this phase, you got to know it's normal. And the most important thing you can do is do a lot of work. Put yourself on a deadline so that every week you will finish one thing. It is only by going through a volume of work that you will close that gap and your work will be as good as your ambition. And I took longer to figure out how to do this than anyone I've ever met. It's going to take a while. Thank you. It's normal to take a while. You've just got to fight your way through. The difference between the people who persevere to see that their work rises to their standard and the people who toss in the towel is not one of sheer unprecedented talent. It's just a matter of having the often uncomfortable commitment to keep growing. Put a one in the comments if you have experienced this yourself. Just the discomfort while you're growing, you're becoming a better person, a better version of yourself. But you got to kind of go through that awkward phase. You know what I mean? Um, so I feel like I like to explain it like with my children. They like to grow out their hair and they have these great hairstyles now, but there was that period when it wasn't short and it wasn't long and it was in that awkward stage, right? Look kind of like a baby chick, you know, with the crazy hair. That's how I say this is similar to, right? You got to go through this kind of awkward, uncomfortable, discomfortable, uncomfortable phase before you can get to where you're going, right? Lizzie, thank you, Lizzie. Right. And you're kind of stuck in that in between, right? If you don't have the desire nor the ability to push past the plateau, then an exodus is a means of showing you that there's something else better suited for you. If you do, it means you must eliminate the unnecessary details, work with your current threshold for self control, and keep going. Getting unstuck is realizing that you were never stuck in the first place. You only stopped to ask yourself, is this what I am here for? So this is a really great article. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about it? I feel that it's very true. It's human nature, right? To want to be better. This is how it starts. Let's just say there's a guy working at a McDonald's. All right, we're making up a story here just to show the point of this essay. He's working at McDonald's and he's like, he's on autopilot because he knows his job and he does it really well and he has good ethics, good morals. He's not trying to steal, not trying to get one over. He's just showing up and doing his job best he can and being okay with the pay that he get. Well, guess what? That's a great attitude. So now the management is going to promote him to manager. Then he might become even the owner of the store. But even if he doesn't go there, maybe he becomes a manager at the McDonald's. And then he just keeps being happy and content and keep trying to be better than he was yesterday. Now he might become a manager of a Macy's or a manager of a jewelry store, or he might even own his own company, right? So thank you for the fave. Welcome in, everybody. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the app, and we are having a metaphysical experience. Is my guest of honor in here today? Please put a one in the comments. Nina, if you're in the comments, I just want to make sure that you are here because I don't think I saw her come in. So when you are living your life, okay, when you're living your life, you have to be okay with the fact that you're going to fall back sometimes. You might have a great idea and you're going to go for it and it's going to work out. But sometimes it might not work out, but you can't take it as that's a signal for me to stop. It's a signal for you to redirect it, readdress it, look at it from a different angle, right? Change your stance about it, right? There she go. Hi, Nina. Welcome in. So remember, failure happens, but those that are winners never let a failure stop them. All right? That is the message for today, and that is from our essay. We have our special guest here, Nina. So whenever you're ready, Nina, please feel free to request the box. All right? And we're going to go ahead and get into our topic today, which is the imposter syndrome. Do you guys know what the imposter syndrome is? Or do we need Nina to explain it to us? Thank you, Eli. Yes, let's put some clapping hand emojis in the comments to welcome in Nina, guys. Welcome in Nina. Remember, guys, our featured guests for these shows, they do this out of the goodness of their hearts. So when Nina comes in this box, please feel free to fave her, visit her stream, support her, and drop gifts on her. And don't forget to tip your hostess. All right. Welcome in, guys. Hi. How are you? Thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me talk about this.
I think, well, when I heard your topic, I said this is so important for everyone, but especially for people in the streaming community, because there's so many streamers that are great streamers, but they feel like they're not the real deal. So I figured this would be a great topic to maybe get some people to look at things differently. So,
Yeah.
Nina, kick us off by explaining to us what is the imposter syndrome?
Okay. My hair is so crazy today. I just want to get it out of my face.
It actually
Um,
looks beautiful.
thanks. If you're not familiar with what the imposter syndrome is, I'll give you a quick rundown of it. It's also known as the imposter phenomenon or imposterism. It's a psychological phenomenon in which individuals doubt their accomplishments, skills, or talents and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud or feeling like they don't deserve their success. Despite the external evidence of their competence, people experiencing imposter syndrome tend to attribute their achievements to luck, chance, or the belief that others overestimate their abilities. So if you have ever felt that before, please put some clapping hands or a one in the
Put a
comments. If
one in the
you have,
comments.
yeah,
Yeah.
put a one in the comments. Um, so like key characteristics are self-doubt, perfectionism, overworking because you feel like you have to prove that you deserve the place that you're in.
Mm.
Um, avoidance of recognition. So it's almost like you don't want the recognition because you feel like you're an imposter. You feel like you're a fraud. So like you kind of feel like you don't actually want to be recognized because that's going to bring more attention to you. People are going to maybe question. your position and your ability and stuff like that. You tend to compare yourself to others a lot and have a big fear of failure. Even though you're success, you're like fearing, you have a lot of that type of fear. So um I've shared about this before. And when I did, I basically, like, I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist or anything like that. I just shared from my own experience because it's something that I have experienced. I didn't really know how to put a label on it. I just, without getting into, oh, I feel this, it summarized it for me that I'm feeling this imposter syndrome. And like, it wasn't always that way. And it's not always that way with people who have experienced the imposter syndrome. Typically you start out feeling really confident in yourself and confident in your abilities. For me, like, I was the first to graduate from college in my family, and that was a big deal. I got a degree in business and accounting, and I was able to get positions in those fields immediately. I felt like I was living my dream, hitting those goals. I was very proud of myself. I had other family who were proud of me as well. But it didn't happen. And I feel like I was advancing in my career over the years. I always had bosses who were praising me, saying I was such a wonderful employee and, I was so good at my work and all this type of stuff. But it didn't hit me until I was in a position where I had a boss who was not praising me and who was questioning everything that I did. And I felt like there was no trust there. And, it was for someone who really didn't recognize. I felt like, did they even read my resume? Do they even know, like, they hired me? Don't they realize I can do these things? That's why I was hired, right? But they weren't the hiring manager. So I feel like that was probably a big part of it. But it started all in one position when I got a job working at a big four accounting firm. My manager was like giving me assignments, but not projects related to the day-to-day kind of task of the team. And at first I'm like, that's fine. This will be a learning experience. But over time, it became very defeating. I felt like, why am I not being given other work to do? And I thought, well, maybe I just need to ask more. I need to take more initiative and ask. So I did. And it just started to be like, it wasn't constructive criticism to help me improve. It was always negative, and there was never any corrective or helpful feedback to improve, what was happening. So anyway, that's kind of where it started for me. I started to question my abilities and question why was I even there. And then we had a layoff because it was after like a big real estate bubble bust kind of thing happened. And which affected a lot of industries, including our main client who was in manufacturing. So anyway, I was laid off from there. I was off of work for almost a year. And then that became, a big blow to my ego as well. It never took me so long to find another job. So then I'm like, well, maybe I am not that great. Like, I don't understand what is the problem. Why can't I find a job? Then I did find a job at a bank that was just a temporary interlude there until I found what at the time I felt like was my dream job. I used to be a runner. I ran a lot, and I always wanted to do something to impact the community with a nonprofit. And because I felt like there's always big nonprofits, focusing on cancer and different illnesses, but I wanted something that's going to be more centered to the local community. And so I found this nonprofit called Girls on the Run, and it was for an office manager position. And at this point in my career, I've done everything from HR to like accounting, business administration, operations, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, this is perfect, my dream job. And it was great for a while. The boss I had at that time, she was very encouraging as well. always saying like, you're not going to be office manager for long. I could see you moving up. I could see you as executive director,
Positive.
this, right. And I'm just like, thank you. Like someone recognizing where I belong. And then sadly, after a couple of years, she ended up taking a leave of absence, which later she decided to quit. And in comes a new executive director, and it was the opposite. It was the opposite effect. And here I felt like I was put back in a corner again and not interested in, anything, with my career growth. And I was just kind of starting to feel that again, like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this other boss was really blowing smoke up my ass. I don't know. I mean, sorry, it's future. Um,
It's okay.
but, overall, I feel like the big takeaway for me, what I learned from all these experiences and from these times of feeling like I wasn't good enough led to me feeling like I was an imposter in my fields.
Yes.
Um, where after I had my second child, I decided to quit that job and stay home for a year. And I just kind of was thinking about like what direction I wanted to go with work. And then it became, I just need a job because, I haven't been working for a year and it's time to get back to work. I did find a good job. The current job I have, business operations and still in my field, but unfortunately the manager at the time, and who's been my manager for like the past 5-6 years, was very micromanager type behavior and definitely always made me feel like I was not good enough.
I hate micromanagers, just sidebar. I really
And
can't
I do too. I do
stand
too.
micromanagers.
Again, it was like I felt like she didn't read my resume, but again, it was she wasn't the hiring person, it was someone else. Um, so it just kind of like eventually I realized I had to manage up because she had her own issues and it would just, it all goes downhill.
Yeah.
So but over time, I would ask for an increase or promotion or something. And it was always like, oh, yeah, okay. And she would make me feel like I was doing a good job. But then it was almost like on the other side, there was the negative part that would come out that would make me almost like to keep me in where I was. So I couldn't really move ahead from where I was, just stay where I am. Anyway, all that to say, I feel like I'm finally at a point where I realized that after she left, because she retired earlier this year. And it wasn't until then when I can finally like kind of look at things clearer that I just need to basically be the master of my own destiny, the captain of my own ship. What there's a line like that, like I'm the captain of my ship, I'm the master of my own destiny or something like that. Um, but basically like I can't depend on other people to, make me feel like I'm good enough or make me feel like I deserve the seat that I'm in, you know. Um, and because that's when imposter syndrome sets in for me. And like for any of you who might feel like you're experiencing imposter syndrome, I would say, the first thing to do is like reflect on that. Where is that coming from? Because I had to go back to my resume when I was like updating my resume because I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm looking at my resume and I'm just like, I I deserve to be here and more. And, so what I did is I actually sent an email to the CEO at the time and my boss at the time, basically outlining all my accomplishments. And like, so this is what I want, this promotion, and I want this increase. This is what I'm asking for. I didn't give them an ultimatum or anything. I wanted to see what they were going to respond with because I felt like their answer is going to say a lot to me. And it was basically, let's wait 6 months on the promotion and we can give you an increase, but not the increase you want.
Wow.
Only a portion of it. So I was just like, okay, well, in my head, I'm like, thank you for basically valid, making valid what I already felt, that you guys really think of me. You
Right.
don't value me as I feel like. So, that's kind of like one of the steps of kind of overcoming imposter syndrome, is to, well, first thing is acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge that you're feeling that way, like that it's okay. It's recognize that that's happening, and understand that there's a lot of people, including highly successful people, who experience this. um, if anything, the majority of people who experience imposter syndrome are typically successful people, because especially if they feel like it's coming fast, they start to feel like, oh no, maybe I don't belong here. And that's where the comparison comes in, because you're comparing yourself to other people in the field, and you're thinking like, well, they're doing great, and I,
Right.
how I'm not them. I don't deserve this. And that's not true. That's not true at all. You deserve it. You've worked just as hard, and a lot of people go through periods of self-doubt, and it's just kind of being able to recognize when you start to get into that mindset of self-doubt, how to shift your thinking from there. It's hard, but it's like a workout. It takes practice. It's not going to happen overnight. And one great way, which I know Uma promotes here, is by affirmations. Affirmations are really important, to just resetting your mind and getting away from that self-doubt. um, Keeping a journal. I'm not a big journal person, but so I bought this journal that's like the 5 second, from Mel Robbins. She does like the 5 second thing. So she had this like journal, a 5 second journal. So I'm like, okay, I could do 5 seconds, right? So I haven't started it yet, but I bought it, and I'm like, I'm gonna start doing this every day. And because I always have to peek ahead. I'm like, let me look at this first page, is like taking a cold shower. And I don't want to take a cold shower. But anyway, it's the journal is more so, there is a section to like write other notes and stuff like that. But the journal is to write down your thoughts and feelings, like when you feel imposter syndrome. So just what are the thoughts and feelings that you're having at that moment? Writing it down. And then when you read that back to yourself, the next thing is doing a reality test with yourself. Like, wait, are these things actually true? Because our mind will play tricks on us.
So many tricks.
So
Wow.
many tricks on us. And like, it's interesting because I always remember, when I was at Girls on the Run, what one of the things that they teach, it's an after school program for young girls, 3rd through 8th grade, and they teach them about positive mindset, being self-aware, and building their confidence. And like one of the lessons they teach them is talking about how you are the boss of your brain. So they're already teaching girls at that young age how to be the boss of your brain. Things
Mm.
that some of us are still learning as adults
Oh,
because we didn't learn that, and but it's applicable. We are the boss of our brains. Like, just because you have a thought doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean that it's reality. So doing the reality testing will help, because you challenge the negative thoughts, um, by looking for evidence that supports your competence, your accomplishments. So if there's something telling you like, I don't belong in this manager seat, or as a streamer, I don't deserve to be a top badge. Well, the best thing about being a streamer, as you will learn, is that the app gives you analytics. It shows you can look at your diamond count, you can look at your favorites, but there's other analytics that you can look at from your recent streams and things like that. um the feedback that you get from people who follow you, a lot of that speaks volumes. And by looking at that, I feel like that can help just re-encourage you, as if you're a streamer, to go ahead and press the live button, and not feel discouraged, like, I don't want to go live today because nobody really wants to come see me. But that's a lie, and it's a lie because you can go back and look in your history. You can even, if you record your streams, you can go back and see in your streams how people enjoy your streams. They enjoy your company, your topics, and things like that. Of course, like, a big thing I had to learn is just even developing self-compassion. That's another thing that we all have to do, because we can be hard on ourselves, especially if you feel like you're an imposter. We can be hard on ourselves. That's when you get to burn out, because now you're working extra hours, or if you're a streamer, you're grinding extra hours that because you feel like, I need to prove that I belong here and things like that. And that cannot be helpful to your mental health if you make yourself burn out,
I
right?
feel like so many people in the comments, because I've been watching the comments. Hi guys, welcome in. This is Uma's Lotus Lounge. It's a featured stream here on the app. I cannot respond to your comments at the moment. I'm in a show, but just from watching everybody's comments, everybody can identify with feeling like an imposter at some point. But we do have to bring it to a close, and I want to ask you a question before we have to move on to the next part of the show. But Nina, you are coming back tonight. Is that correct? For Wellness Wednesday at 7 p.m.?
Yes, I'm coming back tonight.
Yeah. So for those of you, put a one in the comments if you love Nina's vibe and you love the topic we're talking about, because at tonight we are going to start at 7. Usually we start Wellness Wednesday at 7:30, but Nina is a busy lady and she has something to do at 8 o'clock. So we're going
Yeah.
to start our Wellness Wednesday at 7 so Nina could come back and everybody can request the box. If you want to talk about what it's like living with imposter syndrome, or what methods or mechanisms you've used yourself to kind of get over it. All right. So
Yeah.
definitely you guys will come back. But Nina, before, first of all, I gotta tell you, you're an amazing guest. Like you
Oh,
make this
thank
so
you.
easy to just, I'm like, wow, I don't even have to pull anything out of you. You're just great. So you will definitely be back in the Lotus Lounge with more topics. I know you have so many. But what
Thank
is
you.
your best advice you've ever been given in your life? I always ask my guests before I have them leave the box and I do the readings. What is your best advice?
You know, when I talk about the imposter syndrome, I like to share this quote because it's advice, and it's something that you can focus on as an affirmation for yourself as well. And it's a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt,
Mm.
where she says in a book that she wrote, but the quote is, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Amen.
So if you just think about that and even just write that down as a reminder, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. So that means you have the power, whether or not you're going to feel inferior or whether or not you're going to feel like you don't belong somewhere. Um, Granted, yes, there are outside sources that make it hard sometimes. And tonight I can talk more about, like, what I discussed, because I have done therapy and I have discussed this in therapy, and getting down to the root of where a lot of this stems from for me.
Yeah.
So I can share that tonight, but it's definitely not just because of a boss. They just represent something or someone in your past where that first kind of began.
Yeah.
So again, everyone, no one can make you feel inferior without your
Without your
consent. Okay.
consent.
You have the
Awesome.
power.
Nina, thank you for being so awesome. She is definitely,
Thank
guys, one
you.
of the up and coming
Thank you
streamers
so
to
much,
watch.
everyone.
Yeah, we definitely are we're gonna celebrate so hard when you hit that top badge because you definitely deserve a seat at the table with that. All right. So Nina,
You.
I'll let you jump out the box. Thank you again for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yes, Pink, thank you for faving her. Don't forget, guys, to fave Nina. She's so amazing. And I was so caught up, guys, with listening to Nina that I didn't even realize. I'm like, wow, we got 8 minutes left of my show. I'm like, let me get to these psychic readings because you know how everybody how everybody feel. So guys, don't forget to fave my top 3 gifters of the stream. They help us keep the lights on. Big shout out to the Formula. Fave him. He is a streamer here on the app. And if you like these kinds of topics, you'll love the Formula stream. Brad, new friend, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Black Educated King, old friend, thank you for being here. Big shout out to our top 3. Hit those people with the fave. We appreciate you guys. All right. Thank you, Formula. Thank you so much for being here. So for those of you that would like a reading, we're going to go ahead and move into that part now. I'm going to stop the recording on YouTube because the YouTube section was just more for the talk with our featured guest. If you guys would like to be a featured guest on my show, just hit me up on Instagram. It's UmaB1111, or you can hit my manager in the comments. It's either Aphrodisiac or Eli Whitney, and then they can get you on a future show. We are currently booking for November. All right.